The best cities to live in Russia are all very different from each other. Russia is the largest country in the world and an incredibly interesting place to live, but almost all expats who live in the country are concentrated in Moscow. There are a fair number of expats in St. Petersburg as well, but nowhere close to Moscow. At the height of the boom in Russia, Moscow was one of the most popular expat destinations in the world. Watch the video until the end and leave in the comments which country is the best in your opinion. Number 7. TYUMEN. TYUMEN has been chosen several times as the best place to live in Russia, although it initially seems like an unlikely choice. What is it about this industrial center that makes it such a popular place to live? First of all, if you're in the oil industry, this is the place to be. The city also has ample job opportunities in the manufacturing and engineering industries. In contrast to many cities in Siberia, TYUMEN boasts gorgeous wooden buildings and historic churches, as well as one of the only McDonald's in the region. And there are benefits to living in a place with a large expat population, particularly if you're still learning the Russian language. Similar to Nizhny Novgorod, you should be careful when deciding where to live. Traffic can be terrible, and you want to be located close to work. In your spare time, you can enjoy wandering the embankment, study at the prestigious university, or eat and drink at local cafes and bars. Number 6. KRASNODAR. Want warmer weather and lower costs than Moscow? Located not too far from Sochi, KRASNODAR is one of the country's fastest growing regional economies. What KRASNODAR lacks in big city living, it makes up for with contemporary art galleries and funky design outlets. And the region is known for spas, beaches, and gastronomic tourism. The city is located on the Kuban River, which flows directly into the Sea of Azov. KRASNODAR has around 1 million inhabitants, and there's a bit of diversity included in there. The population includes Russians, Ukrainians, Armenians, Greeks, and Germans. Employment opportunities mainly focus on the food and food manufacturing industries, as well as the agricultural sector, given its location in Russia's breadbasket. However, there is some development in the creative sectors within the region, and jobs in creative technologies are expected to rise. To sweeten the deal, the city is pretty darn cheap to live in, with a small family able to live comfortably on around $1,700 per month. Not bad at all. Number 5. Ekaterinburg. Ekaterinburg is the capital of the Ural region and the third largest city in Russia. Located in one of the more industrial regions of the country, there are plenty of opportunities for those who have experience in the mining and retail trades. With housing costs 50% lower than in Munich, you're sure to snaffle yourself a bargain, as long as you either know enough Russian to speak with local real estate agents or know someone who can talk with them for you. While it might lack some of the cultural advantages of cities like Moscow, Ekaterinburg is on the rise and an ideal place to live in Russia for greenery and outdoor life. It's also described as Russia's first Asian outpost, and it boasts an interesting Ural-centric culture. One handy hint: if you're keen on moving to Ekaterinburg, make the big move in spring or summer. Moving in the middle of the winter will likely be a bit of a shock to the system. Ekaterinburg winters are particularly brutal and can last up to 6 months. Still, plenty of people consider Ekaterinburg an up-and-coming city, and it's a great place to raise children. Let's face it, if you're looking for a taste of the real Russia, this is a safe bet. Number 4. Nizhny Novgorod. Do you have experience in the IT sector? Consider moving to Nizhny Novgorod. It's known for hosting a cluster of IT companies, with Intel, Huawei, SAP, and Yandex all having offices in the city. Russia's 5th largest city has a couple of flourishing industries that attract expats, and property prices are nowhere near as high as Moscow or St. Petersburg. It's just a few hours from Moscow by train, but its atmosphere is much more relaxed. Nizhny Novgorod offers surprisingly beautiful architecture, with its own Kremlin, Orthodox churches, and 18th-century merchant houses. In winter, you can duck away for a skiing weekend at one of the nearby resorts, such as Shelkovsky Khutor. In the summer months, you can make the most of the greenery surrounding the city and enjoy its breathtaking landscape overlooking the Volga and Oka rivers. When searching for housing, make sure it's near your work or a public transportation stop, such as the local metro or even the cable car. There can be some serious traffic jams in the city, and these are best avoided. Finally, if religious tolerance is a concern, over 120 religious communities and societies reside peacefully in Nizhny Novgorod. Number 3. Sochi. Fancy living on the Russian Riviera? Sochi might be the spot for you. Sochi is the most popular summer resort town in Russia and sees over 4 million domestic tourists per year. The town itself boasts a little more than 350,000 residents. International students are starting to view Sochi as a popular place to go to school and a cost-effective town to reside while studying. With housing costs at around only $300 per month, you can understand why. Foreigners state they feel quite welcome in the city, but knowing a little Russian will definitely help with the transition. It's a great location if you're interested in working in the tourism industry. Sochi's beaches draw crowds in summer and the ski slopes attract winter patrons, meaning seasonal jobs can be easy to come by. Number 2. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg is the historic and cultural center of Russia. This beautiful city, established by Peter the Great, is a mixture between Moscow, Paris, and Venice, complete with gorgeous neoclassical buildings and numerous museums and theaters. St. Petersburg is divided into 18 administrative districts, and the Grand Central District, bordering the Neva and Winter Palace, is the most expensive. The Admiralty District, just next door, offers beautiful digs for those willing to pay for the privilege. Expats can find jobs in medicine and medicinal research, supplies, teaching, sales management, legal services, and education. On average, salaries are 2 or 3 times lower than they are in Moscow. The good news is that housing is a lot more affordable, too. The median rent for an apartment in the nicest part of the city center is around $500 per month, which is much cheaper than in Moscow. Finally, you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of living in a culturally rich city. Go to the ballet, visit local museums and art galleries, and explore the local historic towns of Peterhof and Tsarskoye Selo, Pushkin. Number 1. Moscow. The capital of Russia and a city full of history, Moscow is the top choice for many expats who move to Russia. The city has a large expat community. Although it's one of the most expensive places to live in Russia, it's a logical destination for expats still getting their heads and tongues around the Russian language. Moscow and St. Petersburg are the main cities where you can get by with only the basics of the Russian language. You'll never be bored in Moscow. You have access to lively nightlife and can work and study at a range of reputable organizations. And the city's location and transportation system make it easy to travel to other cities in Russia and beyond. Moscow offers job opportunities in business, language teaching, the diplomatic service, and the finance sector, and many companies' headquarters are in Moscow. And despite being a relatively expensive destination to move to within Russia, average housing costs are still a massive 27% less than in Munich and 38% less than in Paris. To save money, you can always rent a room and have roommates rather than lease a whole apartment. The video has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot for us to continue bringing this type of content here. Until the next video.